Today marks 1735th day of day lessons, day reflections. Today I'm still sick. Maybe you can see. Still don't look very well, but I feel much, much, much better than yesterday. And today I really want to speak about the same things about pain, about ability to grow and improve, and seven truths about really what we need to understand that when you are not in the highest capacity, we need to really understand that our inputs needs to be different. Our outputs will be different. We need to adjust. We're not able to really do everything the same way. We need to understand what is non-negotiables, our high priorities, just to make sure that we're able to do and allocate our time on the things that matters. Really start adjusting to smaller things because sometimes we're able to really have a big capacity to understand very complicated things. But when we are at the lowest, we're not able to do very complicated things. We need to really do a small things that is actually adding tremendous value to our future because there is not that we don't need to do everything complicated to achieve great success. Sometimes we need to do very simple things just consistently. And I think that's a beautiful thing when we're able to reflect, okay, what are the complicated things that I need to do? More harder things to do? Those things that I'm able to do more when I feel a little bit more um, better? And what are the things that I still need to do? But maybe I'm able to do when I don't have 100% energy because certain things doesn't require 100%, but you still need to do them. So today I'll share just seven thoughts. Didn't have time to reflect too much, but um, I thought this would be very, very important to really understand about a little bit more about inputs. So number one, what you consume determines how you function. It's interesting because it's almost impossible to really have a positive outlook when you inputs are negative. Now, of course, when I speak about my stomach, it's not doing pretty well right now because of all the medicine that I took. Didn't my body didn't like it, and again, this the inputs was very negative and influenced the whole body. And I think that is exactly the same thing with emotional things. What do we consume emotionally? What do we see with our eyes? What we do hear? Because we need to really control. Because really, when we start to consume things that is very, very negative to us, our whole body, our whole soul, our whole spirit will suffer because of that. And sometimes we'll need to heal of all the negative thoughts, negative inputs that really put in. And we always need to ask ourselves, what do I really put in? What Because toxic relationships are the negative input that we potentially have. Endless social media. Like there's so many things that we potentially get. What do I consume? Not just internally, not like just the things that I eat with my stomach, but the things that I eat with my eyes and my ears. Because that's a big food as well. Because input always becomes output. What you ate at some in one way or another will come out. Number two, healing often requires returning to simplicity. And as I already mentioned, sometimes when we really able to eat a lot of different things, we're able to really love certain foods and we love them. But sometimes when you really are recovering and healing, sometimes you're not able to eat the things that you really enjoy. Sometimes what you really need to eat is the things that is the most digestible. And I think that the same thing is with emotional thing that you maybe you need to recover, you need to heal emotionally. So that it means that like what are the most non-negotiable, very easy digestible things? Like we need to look into like prayer, exercise, sleep, honest conversations, consistency, the things that is very, very easy to digest and very easy to do. And I think it's extremely important because sometimes we really want to do the things that we always used to love to do, but we at the moment when our capacity is lower, we're not able to do the things that we love. We need to do the things that is actually the most beneficial for you, the easiest to digest, the easiest things that really gives us the energy to really do the right thing. Because the fastest you're able to really get some kind of energy, you're able to allocate that energy to do the right thing and achieve even more. Number three, just because you can handle something today doesn't mean that you should. And again, this is back to the same thing that means that if you're able to eat something, that's to say that I love certain foods and I'm supposed to be able to eat today. but maybe you shouldn't. And maybe today is not necessary today for that. And I think that sometimes is recovery is not how quickly you return. It's like how wisely you return. Because sometimes you can really quickly return to the baseline and then fall back and break again very fast as well. Because I think that recovery, a true recovery, that really is when you recover and you don't fall back. I know that that's when I now had injured my ankle, and I'm very slow in recovery. I don't want to rush into that. I run 4K now, four and a half, like 5K and 5.5, and I'm slowly adding just a little bit, couple of 100 meters every single time, and I build them up. And I think that is extremely important to really understand that sometimes we need to do that. Maybe I was able to run 10K. I was able to, but maybe I shouldn't because I don't want to really put myself in a high risk to really injure myself again. And I think that the emotional um, is exactly the same thing. So it means maybe you have experienced something. Your nervous system was shut down for a season. So maybe you don't need to have a very emotional taxing experiences right now. Maybe a smaller ones, and then I really love just when you really transform yourself, then you're able to optimize things and then just little by little stretch yourself until you're able to do the things that you wanted to do at the first place. But now you build yourself little by little. Number four, pain forces awareness. It's interesting because when you are in an extremely terrible position, when you are super tired, you're exhausted, you are vulnerable even more than before, and at that moment you understand, okay, look, what falls apart from your life, what shows up, because last couple of days was very heavy for me. And again, this is again a question that, like, do you like what you see? Do you like the habits that you show up? Do you like your emotional response? Do you like yourself during those days? And it's interesting because I never been in this position that I am right now. That I am in a position that I'm able to be disappointed and content and happy and joyful at the same time. I'm able to really have those different things at the same time. And it's such a beautiful thing. Such a beautiful thing. And I think that is again, this is pain forces reflection, and that reflection allows you to understand, okay, what you potentially could do. What would you like to change? Because I know what potentially could have changed from the last pain, because one pain came into your life, you reflect on that pain, and now you get ready for another pain because another pain will come. But how you will respond to that pain will be differently if you choose to. Number five, small choices compound. And it's interesting because now the way how you show up in a terrible day, when you're vulnerable, when you are disappointed, when you are super extraordinary tired, the way how you show up is compounded by the small things that you did. I read every single day. I allocated my time to reflect on myself every single day. So when a bad day came in, I knew myself. I didn't fall back into bad behavior. I did the right thing. And then those small things that I did consistently over time, I built such a strong foundation that even when I was at my lowest in my energy, I still did the right thing. And I think that's extremely important to understand. Okay, like, what do you do on a daily basis that those small things start to compound? That even though that you will be at the lowest, you will be able to do the things that's necessary to be done. Number six is rest is productive, and this is a beautiful thing. I to be honest, I needed to learn that in the past because I wanted to work 24/7. I was I based my worth on performance, on hustle, on grind. So that means that if I'm not hustling, I'm not enough. That's what they had very unhealthy way of performing and hustling. And now when I changed that, and my self-worth is not based on performance, but based on who I'm becoming and who I am in general right now, At that moment, you understand that if I want to be the best person, but the best version of me, be the best person that I could be right now, I need to be productive. And if I want to be productive, I need to really recharge. And if I want to recharge, I need to rest properly. And this is extremely important because rest is not laziness. That's what I learned this year. Rest is extremely important. That shows that you really care about yourself and respect yourself. Because if you don't respect yourself, you will not take care of yourself. And that's an extremely important lesson. Number seven, and last one, is that health is something you appreciate most after losing it. And that's, again, brings awareness. When you look into the life that you have, and when you lose it, something, sorry, still, our stomach is not very happy today as well. When you lose it, something, you start to realize how important that is. So I lost my health in the last couple of days, and I realized that I really want to invest even more into my health. I want to invest even more into eating even healthier, making sure that I take care of myself, take care of my teeth, because the things that really caused my pain was that the mistakes that I did in the past because the consequences of my bad habits, because all the things that I did right now regarding my teeth, that was surgery regarding that was done 10 years ago, and that there was mistakes done in the past. And it is so interesting that I need to pay right now of the mistakes that I did 15 years ago. But again, that shows that I really don't want to do that again. And it's the same thing with any kind of health. I think that it's extremely important to understand. Okay, that's why I live my life right now on the three most important values: is significance, health, and family. Family, health, and significance. And those three are the most important values to live by. Because how are you supposed to really take care of your family if you don't take care of your health? How are you supposed to really pursue significance if you don't take care of your health? And all those are intertwined. And I think that health, I found it, is one of the most important things in life. And I think that we don't speak enough about it, how important it is. Because again, when you have something abundance, you don't think about it. It's exactly like this example is with oxygen. When you have abundance of oxygen, you don't think about oxygen. You don't think about air because you have abundance to breathe. But the moment where there's lack of oxygen, the only thing that you think about is oxygen. And the thing that we need to really learn how to live a life that we have abundance of health right now, but we need to really have ability to really making sure that we do on a daily basis something that really allows to keep that health abundant. And that's again one of the beautiful things that we're able to reflect on a daily basis and on a weekly basis, just to make sure that we keep doing the right thing, just to make sure that we don't lose something that is extremely, extremely important. So I want you to reflect as well. Like today, it was much easier to speak, but I still don't feel 100%. And I was like all directions, but at the same time, I'm very happy because I think that tomorrow will be a really a new beautiful day. So I hope you choose to win and see you tomorrow.